welcome back to episode 38 in the Youthful Revolution series featuring Immortal DC. It is mid-season and we got to take a look at the top 3 important matches that I have played since the last episode. We are gonna be starting with a home game today against PTM, a 3-1 result against number 9 in the league. First goal in this one is gonna be Valencia into De Paula, and Moisey is gonna take a shot here and he's gonna find the post and getting it in. And to 2-0, Ludwig back to Ramirez, finding Valencia all the way over to Hopfer, and Hopfer is gonna get into the box and he's gonna take a shot as well. Nice, good job Hopfer. And to 3-0, Moisey getting the ball off them, actually a really good pressure. Traoré into Gregolen, and again we are finding some good space in the box. Unfortunately, they did also score a goal. They find some space in between the lines here, and Reis out of position, getting caught there, and yeah, it's a pretty good goal after that. But overall, there is a lot to be happy about with this game. One thing is, we only allowed that one highlight and that one shot. Right? They did score on it, but we only allowed them to get that. Otherwise, we were completely dominating this one. I mean, they did have the ball a small bit here, 43%, but still, just absolutely dominating display here. And as you probably can already tell, we have changed formation. I will get into that later on, but yes, we have changed formation to a 4-2-3-1, so that's really good. And also, as you can probably tell, we have a player that you haven't seen before, or maybe, well, you have seen him once, but you might not remember him. This is actually one of our own intakes. And I haven't played him a lot. He actually only played this game because I had some injuries, but he did really well, right? Vint Traoré here did extremely well in that attacking midfielder role. I believe he played attacking midfielder. Yeah, he played attacking midfielder. Came in pretty late, when was it? 74 minutes in, and got the play of the match. What about that? I mean, that's excellent. That is really good. But in any way, yeah, this game in total just absolutely brilliant, and I could actually have put it up to second spot when it comes to importance, just because of how well we played. But that was not the case, because there was something that was more important, which is the second most important match to me, and that is a away game against Chavez, who is currently sitting 10th in the league. And as you can tell, we did manage to win it 1-2. But it was Chavez starting this one best with a goal from a set piece corner specifically, yeah. And it was actually quite late before we actually got the first goal. 77 minutes in, Sambu getting into the box and taking a shot here. Good job him. And 84 minutes in, on the counter, De Paula getting it out to Balbino. Balbino over the top into Paula again and getting the post in. Lovely. So why do I think this is more important than the other one? Well, because it's away from home, and because at that moment in time, Chavez was looking really good, and we actually beat someone who was sitting right next to us in the table. They are 10th. They're 10th now, but they were not 10th when we played them. So I think this was a lot more important to win compared to the other one, and it was definitely an even game where we were the better team. Yeah, it's just nice to win these games away from home where it's fairly even, right? That really feels good. But the most important game to me is actually a very boring 0-0 result at home against Rio Ave, and Rio Ave is 6th in the league. It is probably also the hardest match we had to play, or the hardest opponents we had to play. Again, very even match here, but no winners. So, but this was very important, or to me, this was the most important match. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to win it. If we did, that would have been really good. But it's not important because of the result. It's important because who we played. Because I think Rio Ave is going to be the main rivals to the spots around playoffs, or around the European playoff kind of spots. In total, we have played 10 games since the last time, as we can see here in the schedule. But 3 of them are either, well, we got 2 in the Cup and 1 in the League Cup. Yeah, Porto absolutely destroyed us in the League Cup here. Not too surprising, actually. But out of those 10, we have how many wins? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins. Yeah, and 2 of those are in the Cup. So only 5 wins basically in the league, but that's okay. Also only 1 loss, but that is in the League Cup. So can't really complain about that. We haven't lost yet with this new tactic, or this new formation, that is. It's not really a new tactic. It's just a new formation basically. Well, there is a couple of new things to it. I'll show you. But anyway, also 2 draws. So right now, I mean, we are looking good. If we're looking at the entire schedule, we have only lost to Porto, Estrada de Amodara in the League Cup, and also Estoril. That's it. We have actually only lost 2 matches in the league, Porto and Estoril. that is successful after half the season is done, or maybe even over half the season. Yeah, it's pretty much the mid of this mid-section here of the season, or exactly mid-section of the season now. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, as you can tell, there was other wins that I didn't really showcase here. Casapia, we did win that one at home. We had Torrance away from home, which was a really important one to win because they are not bottom of the league, but very close to bottom of the league. So yeah, lots of this one is a little bit Firenze 1-1, not the best result in the world, to be honest. Not too happy about that one, but hey, I don't think we could do much more in that one. But yeah, very, very good results. And what that means for the league is that we are currently 5th in the league. So we still have 4 above us, right? It's those 4 are just, they're not losing any of their games basically. Well, I say that, but actually VTSC here have 4 losses where we only have 2. We have played 1 less than them, so we could almost catch up to them. But not quite. So why was Rio Ave that important? Well, because they are sitting with 30 points, 3 points behind us. They have played 1 more game, so yeah. But I mean, overall, what we're looking at here, we have how many? We got 11 points down to Famalicão. So right now we are sitting in the European kind of competition spots, which is fantastic, right? That is kind of what I hoped for, but I would absolutely be fine with an 8th, 9th, or 10th place this season as well. But 5th, 6th, or 7th, that's probably where we're going to end up. I mean, if nothing goes wrong and everything, the form is continuing and stuff, then we're probably going to be sitting up there. And that's absolutely fantastic to me. I'm very happy about how it's gone so far this season. But yeah, I was not too happy about how the formation worked. To be honest, it worked fine. It was just not fun to watch it. And I just felt like I needed a change, so I did. We've talked about that in the last episode, so I did change it, and so far it's been good. Now, another thing that is very interesting is the Portuguese Cup, because there is only 2 very big teams left. Well, I guess Estrela, actually there is no, all of these guys are pretty good, right? Estoril is pretty good, Casapia is mid-team kind of thing, VTSC is pretty far up there. Estoril, we lost to Estoril earlier, so yeah, Braga is still in there. Estrela is probably the weakest team. They are in the 2nd division, but they are the best 2nd division team. And then we also are up against PBT, so we actually have a pretty good chance to get out of the quarterfinals and into the semifinals here, because PBT, while they're good, it's not a Braga, and yeah, it's not a VTSC. So we don't have the worst opponent here, that's for sure. So that's also going to be an interesting one. We're not going to play it today, so you're not going to see how it's going to go. But if we're getting into the semifinals and finals, that is probably something we want to show, because we are definitely looking to try and win a trophy at some stage. And this could be a chance to win a trophy this season, that's for sure. We are out of the Portuguese League Cup, of course. We lost both of the group stage kind of things. So, but yeah, overall, so far in the season, absolutely fantastic season. I mean, it's just been brilliant, hasn't it? But there is, of course, a lot more to talk about before we get into the games here. Also the tactic, of course. But first, outgoings. We have outgoings, right? We are actually not done yet in the this January window, because it hasn't closed. It doesn't close before the 1st of February up here. But yeah, things have already happened, of course, in this month. And the first one we're looking at here is Ibon Valencia. We have sold him. We have him loaned back for the rest of the season, but we have sold him for 12 million, well, up to 12 million. Yeah, it's like 3.7 million up front, and then it's a lot of bonuses depending on a couple of different things, up to 12. I think we can probably get 9 or 10 or 11 of those out. So yeah, not great to see him go, but he actually he hasn't actually played well this season. And if anyone is going to come in for any of our players right now for 12 million, yeah, we're going to sell them. No matter who they are, we're going to sell them. 12 million is just a lot of money still for us. So he's going to go. Well, at the end of the season, because we do have him on loan. But we actually didn't sell anyone else. I guess I don't need to when we get 12 million for one player. So we do have a couple of ins, and I guess we are, I guess in this specific moment in time, we are actually looking more to get people in than out, because of how many we sold in the summer anyway. So one of those ins is, well, it's going to be a cheap option, isn't it? I like these deals because I get them for free. £0, right? £0. Probably worth this guy, Johan Andersson from Sweden. Probably worth up to 650k, right? He's a level-headed, fairly sporting personality. like that. I mean, level header is not that great, but it's okay. It's not one of the bad ones, so that's good. He's just a, you know, kind of not that great defensive deep lying playmaker type. But you know what, if I can get money out of him, I would be fairly happy with that. I definitely don't mind picking these guys up if I have room in my under 19s to just let them sit in there and just cook for a while. Just let them cook down there for a while, for a year or maybe 2, and then sell them on for, I don't know, 200, 300, 400. Depends on who else. I mean, that could someone come in for him for 600k, right? That is just profit. Miluno is another one of those, but I think this guy is, I don't know, this might have been a mistake because I did sign him for 87k. At the time, I was thinking that seemed like a good price for him, and it might still be, right? It might still be. He's a fairly professional, fairly good jumping reach, fairly good physicals overall, central defender or defensive midfielder. I feel like he's probably more of a central defender with his physics and his mentals. The only missing part here is probably a little bit better tackling and some better heading. Otherwise, he's a fairly good player. Don't get me wrong, but he's probably not going to be he's not going to be anywhere near our first team at all, right? So maybe 87 is a little bit much for him. But again, hopefully someone is going to come in for him and at least give me back, I want to say, triple or maybe 4 times as much as I paid for him, but it might not happen, right? Some of them will absolutely fail. I mean, some of them will not get me money, they will just be released. But you know how it is, if there's just 1 out of 10 that is going to give me 12 million, you know, that's been all worth it. But this guy's not going to give me 12 million. This guy is maybe going to give me 400,000. And the last one that I did sign here is Hasham Saeed, a Egyptian attacking midfielder type, maybe striker. Now this guy is probably good enough for the first. He's played a couple of games already, so he is good enough for the first team, and he is in the first team right now. He might not be good enough for the long run, but I think he's also worth a lot more than the other guys, right? I did pay 71,000 for him. I'm perfectly happy with that. This guy could easily go for 1 million, so I'm not too worried about it. And he do have some very interesting numbers. He's spirited, unflappable, also very good personality, and also very good media handling, so I'm happy about that. 16 technique is very good, first touch is very good, balance is very good. He's just a very good, he's just a good player, this guy. What is his weakness here, I wonder? Well, maybe some of his physicals. Acceleration is fairly low, pace is 10, you know, that's not good. Strength is 8, not great. He's not very tall either, but he got 10 jumping reach, so that's not terrible, I suppose. But he don't have a lot of weaknesses. He's just a fairly good player for not a lot of money that we can again potentially sell in the summer or next summer for a good amount of money. I think this guy is easily gonna sell us, and he's gonna pay for the other one basically, and still give us a very good profit. And as it stands right now, he's probably like a 3rd choice attacking midfielder for me, so he's okay to have in there for that kind of money, isn't he? We've also given a couple of our guys a new contract. First one is Balbino. He is one of our intakes who have actually broken into the first team. He's played one game from start, 6 subs, and also a couple of cup games and stuff like that. So he's been, he's been okay. I think he's 6.88. That's pretty good. That's a sub, right? That's pretty, also 6.8 in this game. He's been doing quite well, and I've given him a new contract because it was running out. I don't have a lot of negatives to say about him. He's just bad. If there is 2 things I want to say here that is a negative about him, is that he is jumping reach-wise not very good. He's not very tall, right? So that's a bit of a weakness as a wingback, or a fullback for that matter. And his media handling is media friendly, which is actually not a good one. It sounds good, but it's actually not good. It's a terrible one. But otherwise, he's fairly good. Maybe a little bit more interesting is this one, Piguinharm, which I actually kind of tried to get rid of him at some point. And I probably still will try and get rid of him, because I don't think he's not quite good enough for our first team, but I didn't really just want to let him go because I still know that he's worth some money. So I actually did give him a new contract, and quite a long one, to 33. So that's a 3-year contract. But as you can see here, he is definitely worth something, right? And I didn't just want to let him go, so I did give him a new contract. I trying to loan him out, but no one seems to like him, so it might have been a mistake, maybe not, we'll see. If I get money out of him, any kind of money, like 200, 300,000, it would have been worth his wages. I mean, that's 10 times his wages, because his wages is only £230, so he's also fairly cheap. But yeah, I don't think he's never going to be good enough for the starting kind of, or the first squad anyway. So hopefully he's going to work out for me in terms of money. Diego Nunes, another one of those that I don't think is going to be good enough for our team. Or, yeah, you know what, this guy could be good enough at some stage if he's developed a little bit better. But yeah, I gave him a new contract as well. He's out on loan right now, so that's why it's saying to 2030, because that's when his contract with the loan deal is running out. But yeah, I just felt like, again, it's someone that I didn't really want to let go in the summer, so I just gave him a new contract, because in any case, he's not going to cost me a lot of money, and that, yeah, it's just not worth letting him go. I wanted to see his contract. Can we get in that? There we go. Yeah, so he actually got a 4-year contract here. I'm not worried about doing that when it's only 300 per week. No worries whatsoever. And you know what, if he does begin playing for us, well, he will get even more out of it. So we actually don't have that many on our transfer list right now. We would normally have a lot more, but we only have 4, 5, 6, 7 on our transfer list. Sometimes we had 30, so not many out, or not many that I'm actually trying to actively get rid of right now. Well, that's not completely true, because I am trying to get people out on loan, but that's not trying to sell them per se. But yeah, just a quick update on our loan deal here. Yeah, it looks, I mean, some of them are doing well. I suppose Jura looks pretty good here, 7.5. Oh, we only played 2 games, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm more interested in this, how much they develop. And yeah, everyone is looking like they are moving in the right direction right now. And I also want to update you guys on who I believe is some of the top performers so far in the season. And there is quite a few here. I think Powler is definitely up there with 7.110. Or 7.10 specifically in average rating, 2 points per game, that's pretty good, and also not conceding per many, or not conceding a whole lot per 90. He's been the standout striker to me for sure, with 10 goals as well. So yeah, very good by him. Beck, he's been good. He's a good goalkeeper. He's doing really well, not conceding too many here. It's been really good having him. Not that our Janin here, he's also been okay. He's been okay, I would say. He have a few more mistakes in him, but he's definitely a good goalkeeper as well. But Beck is just slightly better. Padilla has been a bit of an interesting one, because he's actually been almost better than Hopfer, I would say, when he is playing. So look out for that. I mean, maybe Padilla is going to take Hopfer's spot at some point if he doesn't do... I mean, if Hopfer is going to have a dip, Padilla is allowed to take it. Reinhardt has probably been the best central defender so far. He is definitely solid. And also Balbino, when he did play, as we saw, he's been fairly good. 2.35 points. That is really good. Haven't conceded a single goal yet when he's playing. That is interesting. That's a very interesting statistic. I don't know if that's going to continue for him, but it is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it does say something when you're playing 9 games and 32 minutes per game, right? He doesn't concede when he's on the pitch, right? He just doesn't. Gregolin, one of the one of the inside forwards. I think he's doing okay. 15 games, 1 goal, 3 assists, but he's definitely consistent in what he is doing, so I'm okay with that. Ludwig, definitely our best defensive midfielder. He's also doing really well. As you can tell right here, that is the conceded, right? Team goals conceded, 0.56. That is excellent. And also 2.18 points per game is also really good. And he also does contribute a little bit to the goal scoring and the assisting. Also want to highlight Moyes here. While his average rating is actually kind of low, he does score goals. He's penalty taking as well, so his non-penalty expected goals, blah blah blah, is not that high, but he does score his goals on penalties. So I think he's doing okay so far. Definitely worth his money, I would say. We didn't buy him for anything, and he's definitely gonna be worth something for us. He's out for 12 days, unfortunately. Adrio, yeah, the other central defender. I think because of his 0.75 here, maybe he shouldn't be on this. Maybe he shouldn't be on this bunch. It's kind of low. 6.76 is kind of low, and also 1.84 is sort of low, but he doesn't concede a lot of goals, so that's why he was on this list for me. I mean, most of our players are doing fine, don't get me wrong. If we're looking at someone who is not doing fine, well, I think we need to look to... Mateus is not with us right now, so that's not one. Unfortunately, we can't see Valencia's stats. Actually, we can see it from... I hate that it resets, but you can still see it in here. So, yeah, he's probably been one of the worst players so far this season, I would say. Funny enough, right? Funny enough. He should be really good. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe ball winning midfielders gets really, really low average ratings for some reason. But he's been, I think, if we could see his statistics with the team goals conceded and also the points per game, we would see that would still be pretty good. So I actually don't think Valencia has been that bad overall. One that I think have been a little bit problematic is Petrov. I am still debating if I should play him. There is issues with this kid. And also João Paulo haven't been excellent, I would say. Yeah, I don't really... 1.47 here that's not a good one for a defensive midfielder. Absolutely terrifying to see him that high up. But otherwise, I think most of the players have been good. Carrera has actually been okay in the games he played. Ramirez has been fairly good as the first choice left back, right? So yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy. Also an interesting look at our general performance, just overall how it looks right now. And I think we are overperforming a little bit. Not a lot, but we are overperforming a bit. But yeah, we are, you know, average in many areas. Tackles 1, pass completion, shots on target, shots per game. And then we are really good at expected goals against per game, right? We don't really concede a lot of goals. We just don't. And that's really nice. We are one of the best defenders in the league. Well, that's also where my worry is. Non-penalty expected goals per 90 is 1.20, which is kind of underperforming a bit. Goals per game is pretty high compared to that. So I think if we're looking at the XG table, if we go in here and take a look at the XG table, yeah, +5 here, +5 here, -2 here. So we are basically 7th in the expected points position, but we are 5th right now. So I think we are overachieving slightly, but not a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, we are definitely overachieving, but that's not what I meant here. That's not what I meant by the statistics. We are overachieving compared to how many goals we are trying to score or should be scoring with the way we're playing, right? But of course we are overachieving in terms of the media prediction and how good our team is overall compared to the rest. Then we are talking a different game. Yeah, then we are definitely overachieving to some extent. In the dynamics or hierarchy here, we also have a couple of things kind of developing here. Very interesting to see. Well, Hopfer is definitely the team leader now, and DePaulo is high influential, and also Reis and Jurgensen is high influential, which is perfect. I mean, that is also some of the players that are playing a lot of games. Jurgensen not as much this season as, you know, I mean, last season he didn't play, but he has a couple of games in him, but definitely DePaulo is the first choice. And also very interesting to see Correa in here. I mean, he's not really someone that I'm playing a lot, but he's in here. So that's interesting to see. Just a small development. How is it looking in the team cohesion is kind of just nothing. But this seems to always be in very excellent this season, so that is just great news. I was kind of worried about our finances because of how much we were spending in wages now, but you know what? It's not a problem. We are actually almost turning a profit in expenditures and income, so it's not really a problem, right? We could probably still spend another 10-20,000 before we are starting to lose money, but even then we got 16 million in the bank, and we also got 16 million in transfer budget. I don't think we unless we are starting to spend like 150,000 in you know, wages, I don't think we need to worry too much about it when we are signing players. If we get them on 1,000 wages or 2,000 wages, you know, I'm still gonna deal with it. I'm still gonna try and get them as low as possible. But I can definitely, you know, I can go out, and the problem is actually not this. The problem is not the wages at all. The problem is getting good enough players to actually sign in the first place. So yeah, finances are absolutely fantastic right now. I really hope that they're gonna go out and build that new stadium, because that could really accelerate our money in the future. Because we got the money to build that stadium now. So let's take a quick look here at the new formation. A 4-2-3-1, clearly, with a sweeper keeper, and he is on tackle harder, and fullbacks on take more risk, cross ball from byline, cut inside with ball, stay wider and tackle harder. Ball playing defender on dribble more and tackle harder. Yeah, I still debate myself with this dribble more, but they don't seem to be doing a lot of mistakes, so I don't know, it seems to be working. A ball-winning midfielder on tackle harder, well, that's default, you can't really change that. And a regista on get further forward and tackle harder. Inside forward on hold up a ball and sit narrow, tackle harder and mark specific position, which is of course the fullbacks. And the attacking midfielder is a little bit more interesting. Take more risk, roam from position, move into channels, tackle harder and mark specific position. And that's the defensive midfielder of theirs. Up top, just a pressing forward. I would have played an advanced forward, forward, but that is not allowed yet. So yeah, pressing forward. Most of the games I'm going in on balanced, right now at least. So yeah, that's pretty good. In possession, we are focusing down the right and left hand side and underlapping right and left as well. I usually change this around inside the games quite a lot. If I can see that it doesn't work, then I'm going through the mid or just take it out entirely, depending on how they're setting up their games or how the opposition is. Attacking with is narrow, shorter passing, higher tempo, and that's about, oh, low crosses as well. Transition, well, it's exactly what you could think it was. Counter press, counter, and roll it out. Nothing special here and nothing special over here either. Get stuck in, step up more, invite crosses, and also much higher lines, higher press. And of course, trigger press much more often. So that's the tactic. I mean, it's almost the same as the other one, just a slight bit changed information. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, we're not. I really don't think this 3 central defenders or 5 in the back is ever gonna be a good formation in FM. Well, maybe next year when there is a completely new match engine and stuff, but this year it's just, yeah, not for me. So today we gotta play a Famalicão, which is not gonna be an easy game. They're playing a 4-3-3. They're very good control. They are tiki-taka sort of thing. So yeah, very good in possession, very good passing. Pretty good when it comes to shooting. I mean, they're not conceding a whole lot either, so this is gonna be, you know, a really tough challenge. Seems to be conceding quite a few goals or, well, assists from wide areas and the crosses. That's good to see for us, of course. That is probably how we want to play it here. But they are also just a good team. They have a lot of strengths. That's basically the only weakness that I'm looking at that I could potentially get something out of. So average possession with the ball is, well, it's actually a little bit strange. I mean, they got one that they are pushing quite far up as a 4-3-3. There is a lot of space in here when they are playing it around between them. I mean, the triangles are there, but there could be something to be done here in our pressure work. An average possession without the ball, they are sitting fairly deep. At least the last time they played home was against VTSC, and they actually lost that one 3-0. And apparently VTSC here was good enough to push them really far back. I'm not sure that's going to happen against us. I think they're going to be a little bit further forward in the mid block, but we'll see about that. But very standard kind of formation here, and there's definitely going to be space out wide here. And the good thing is, well, I say it's a good thing, but here's the thing: if we get the ball and we push it out here to the wide areas, right? Their entire team, because of how narrow they are also going to be pushed out here, which means there's going to be a lot of space for whoever wingback or inverted winger, or sorry, inside forward we have on the other side. So that's kind of what we're trying to push them all the way to one side and then have a lot of space on the other side. So we probably don't want to play too. We probably don't want to play too short passing here. We probably want to go a little bit more direct. All right, so let's take next match only. And I think the only thing, maybe we want to hit early crosses as well, but I think we're going to wait with that and see if we can create any chances. But I think we're just going to go standard passing directness here, just to make sure that they are sometime hitting it over to the other side as a cross. But I don't really want to play too much into hit early crosses. I want to see if we can actually control this match. I doubt it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. For today's game, it is going to be Janin in goal because Beck is injured. Paddy R is also in there. I mean, he's not a bad backup. Unfortunately, Hopper is injured for a couple of days here, 8 days out. Atrio, you know what, I think I'm gonna put Reinhardt in there instead, but it doesn't really, I mean, they're both really good. But yeah, Reinhardt, Reis, Ramirez, Valencia is in there, Ludwig is in there, Gregolin, Cesar, Iba, and Di Paula. It's pretty much the strongest 11 except from maybe our goalkeeper and fullback. Otherwise, it's a very good team we're pushing out there. So yeah, let's go. Let's see if we can do something here. 16 minutes in, and Valencia is picking up the ball here, and he's gonna go for a through ball for Gregolin, who is finding space out wide, and he is getting a goal. The usual 20 minutes pause here. Things are looking quite good. The only worry that I really have right now is that we are not controlling this game, but otherwise we are pretty good when we counter them. You can see how we already have 3 shots inside the box area. That is quite good after 20 minutes. So I think we're just going to continue how we are playing here. They can't really seem to do much about our counters, so that's a good scenario, but I think they will also get their chances. I would be surprised if they don't get a really big one where they do score, so we probably need to outscore them. So yeah, at least that's what I'm thinking right now, but no changes. Just before halftime, Valencia on a free kick, and he's getting it in. Lovely. So, halftime, and we're 2-0 up. I mean, I would say that's surprising. I did not see that one coming. We were not that good, right? We were not that good. It's a very even game, and they did have a couple of chances as well to score a goal. I guess we're also a little bit lucky here, because I don't think we deserve to be 2-0 up here. Maybe 1-0, but that free kick, that was a good one. That was a really good one by Valencia. He's on 8.1 already because he scored and also got an assist. So yeah. But I can still see them come back into this game. But hopefully we can keep it fairly even as it is. And let's just... Yeah, as you can see here, clear-cut chances. They had one clear-cut chance that they should probably have scored on. So, yeah, it's not without its worries. But overall, very happy with the result so far. 58 minutes in, Valencia is running down here, and Gregolin is finding some space. Padillard back to Gregolin, and Gregolin is getting his second goal. Alright, so they did hit us back here on a counter 68 minutes in. It's a little bit disappointing because all of our defenders was actually back, and we just let them do that. Not great by our defenders. Full time, 3-1 against Famalicão away from home. That is an excellent result. It might be in top 3 of best results so far this season. I'm very, very happy about that. Player of the match, Gregolin with his 2 goals. Fantastic performance. Also very good from Valencia, picking up an assist and a goal as well. Reis did quite well. Padillard, before he came out, did really well with his assist. Overall, just really, I mean, it's just a solid performance here. Yeah, I don't have anything negative to say here except from them scoring that goal. I mean, I expected that to happen, but I didn't really like what I was seeing when that happened. It looked like our defenders didn't really defend because they were back in their lines and they were pushed all the way back because he was running wide, and then he caught it into that guy near the penalty area. It just seemed a little bit strange to me the way they were defending that, but hey, it is what it is. We still win a absolutely fantastic game here. Transfer deadline day is here, and we have sold Valdu Sambu for 1 million, which is actually leaving us with a bit of a hole on that fullback area on the left hand side. And we are also selling Amalindo Padillard. Oh, I actually like this guy, but when City is coming in with 11 million for him, I am all about the money. So yeah, we will take the money here for sure. The deadline have passed, and I did not manage to find any new fullbacks to bring in, which is maybe problematic, but we'll see. Let's go take a look at who we actually got down in our youth academy. Well, it's not that bad actually. Compared to what I could go out and get for the money I could get it for, I think we're just gonna use what we have here. Edson Fernando, well, we need to use what we have now. So Edson Fernando is gonna move up to the senior squad, and also I mean, we got players. We also got Vanderson, who is already in the first team. He can definitely play either side, so that's fine. Yeah, actually, the youngster here. Oh, he's injured. Maybe not then. 3 to 12 days. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep him down here. I'm just going to bring up one guy, because I think Vanderson can play over there. I think mostly the right-hand side is a bit of a problem right now, but let's actually move back to the senior squad here, just to see who we got on that left-hand side, because the right-hand side should be fine. Hopfer is fine, Balbino is fine there, Fernando is fine there, but definitely we want to play Hopfer over there, clearly, for the most part. Oh yeah, and Vanderson, where is Vanderson? He's down here somewhere. Oh, he's not in here? I think I need to move him up, actually. There he is. Let's move him up to the senior squad as well. Alright, so we basically got 4 players on the right-hand side right now. They are just not very high quality, right? They're just okay, I suppose. But the left-hand side, that's a bit more of a worry. Ramirez, very good first choice, right? We got a very good first choice there. And then it's probably between Balbino and also, where is he now? Vanderson. There he is. And then probably Vanderson on the left-hand side. So we are definitely struggling a bit on the fullbacks. We need better fullbacks when we come to the summer transfers. Or unless these guys are gonna do really well, but I mean we can't really expect them to do that. I just couldn't find anything better on the market. It's just the price tag that the guys wanted or the other clubs wanted was just too high. I couldn't do it. I mean, Leipzig is a little bit late to the game here. I've been rejecting them already now after the transfer have closed like 6 times, and they just keep pumping more money out there. I mean, now it's up to 9.5 million. It's start to, you know, we need to consider it. Yeah, with Reinhardt here. We just can't replace him. right? Well, we could, with Atrio, we could replace him. We do have more central defenders, so it is worth thinking about. But he's been fairly good this season, and it would be a loss. But that's a good amount of money. I mean, 4 million in installments, 2.1 up front. You just can't really replace him right now, and it's gonna be tough to even replace him in the summer. He's a very, very good player. He's just very, very good. Yeah, I don't think we're selling him. I don't think we're selling. He might want. Well, he's not gonna get mad that we are rejecting here, but he probably want to go at some point. But I don't think. I think it's more. I think he's worth more than this to me. So yeah, I don't think so. No, Leipzig, go away. All right. So next game. If you think the other one was a hard game, or if we think the other one was a hard game, this one is gonna be incredible hard. Now, this is a very important game because if we lose this one, I think we can basically just go ahead and say we are not gonna go anywhere near top 4 because they are 4th in the league here, VTSC. So yeah, 4-4-2 narrow diamond. It's gonna be a tough one. We definitely want to play wide here, but I think more problematic is that they are just looking like a really good team. Let's take a look at the strengths and weaknesses here. I don't think they have a lot when it comes to weaknesses, that is. No, not really. The goalkeeper is not very good on aerial reach, which I don't. Yeah, conceding more from the right hand side. Okay, but yeah, it's not gonna be easy one. I think we're gonna yeah. Let's go take a look at the heat map here. Yeah, average position with the ball, a very narrow formation, of course, which I expected to see here away from home. And they are playing for control, right? They're a control-based team, so it's just taking the ball off them is gonna be hard with this formation there. Average possession without the ball, well, there's definitely going to be space in the half spaces here, but I don't know if we can actually do anything about that. Because I'm unsure how much we're going to be on the ball. All right, I could expect something like 20 to 25% possession for us. So when we do get a chance, we need to, you know, score those. Because I don't think these guys are not going to be in control. But anyway, yeah, let's get there. Let's get back to the tactic and put out our team here. Okay, so I think there is 2 things that I want to change here actually for this match, and I think we're going to keep it at balance because we are at home. We don't want to go defensive because we can't go cautious. If we could go cautious, I would probably go cautious, but we can't. I think this is perfect. I think this is what we want to see. Narrow, I think we are going narrow, but again, I think we are probably doing something slightly more direct here. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe we are going wide in this one. Fairly wide and shorter passing. Maybe that's the case. I don't know how much they're going to put a pressure in on us. That's kind of the thing. I don't know. Low crosses. I think still low crosses is probably going to be it. You know what? I'm going to put it on standard here as well in passing directness. Yeah, standard here, fairly wide here. I think that's going to be good. And another thing I was thinking about is also in transition. I kind of want to distribute to fullbacks because they're going to put a pressure on our ball-playing defenders here for sure. And if they are pushing up on us, I don't want to distribute to my center backs. I want to go wide out to my fullbacks in a wider formation. So yeah, let's do that as well. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's see who we can actually. It's not many days after the last match, so we might have a problem with condition here. All right then, so Beck is back in goal. Reinhardt is gonna play the fullback here. He's definitely capable of doing that. Reis in the ball-playing defender area with Petrov. I don't trust Petrov too much, but I think he is probably our best central defender after the other 3. And unfortunately, the Atrio is not quite. Yeah, his condition is a bit low. So I'm gonna put him on the bench. I'll rather play someone who is in good condition. I mean, his fitness is actually not that great either here, Petrov. Should we just play Atrio? I think we're just gonna play Atrio instead. I think that's actually just better to do. All right, Ramirez out on the left-hand side, Valencia, and the rest. Yeah, the rest is the same. So yeah, there we go. So it's still a very good team we're putting out there, right? It's still very, very good. All right, let's go. As expected, there's gonna be space out wide, and we do cross it in, but unfortunately we didn't get to it first time. But Ramirez is picking up the second ball and putting it into the Powler. 5 minutes in, 1-0 up. 12 minutes in, we get a corner, and it is a short one. Back to Ludwig, who's gonna get into the box area, taking a shot, and it's in the net. Lucky. But just 2 minutes later, they do fire back with some great possession here, just completely outplaying us and getting into the box area, and from there it's just too easy. 27 minutes in, we get a set piece, but unfortunately Valencia is making a big mistake here, and straight off the bat they're just in there killing us. I completely forgot to pause it at 20. I mean, we're doing fine, don't get me wrong, we're doing absolutely fine here. But 2-2, yeah, I don't think we deserve that. They had 2 highlights and they scored on both of them. 2 shots on target as well, just absolutely destroying us. The first one, fair enough, that was really good, well played by them. But the second one here, it's a mistake by us. It's a mistake by our players. There's not really anything we can do about that. But otherwise, this game is going quite well for us. We do manage to get more shots than them. We seem to be finding space out wide. It looks good, right? I would have thought this was more in their favor, but right now it looks more in our favor. So I'm happy with that. All right, half time. That was a bit of a firecracker in the first 25 minutes, that's for sure. 4 goals in the first 26 or so minutes. I mean, we're pretty good. I mean, overall, I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing here. We even got more possession than them, which is incredible. I didn't think that would even happen. Oh, nowhere near close to that. So, I mean, I can't really complain too much here. It's just, we let in that 1 goal that I didn't really want to see, but it is what it is. We're definitely the better team out there. So, yeah, unfortunately, Gregolin had an injury, so he came off. That's not good, because Gregolin has been one of the best strikers for us. Or, well, he's not inside forwards, basically. But yeah, I think we're just going to continue how we're playing. Into the second half we go. 87 minutes in, Reis is picking up the ball. Balbino is taking a big risk, putting it into Ramirez, who's getting tackled. Correra picking up the second ball, and he is scoring. Fantastic. 2 minutes later, we get a set piece. Correra into Ramirez, into Paulo. What a lovely set piece that was. Full time, 4-2. What a massive result this one was. And I think it is deserved as well. Now, don't get me wrong. The chances they did create, which was not a lot, is some big ones, right? 1.98 on only 4 shots. That is massive chances. So when they did get chances, they were really, really big. So I'm not too surprised to see 2 goals against us. But getting 4 on 2.4 here, that is excellent news. And also taking 3 points off someone that we are actually... I think we actually went 4th place here. If I'm not mistaken, I think we went 4th. We went 3rd place here. We actually went above Sporting, but also more importantly, went above VTSC here. That is such good news. Wow, that is incredible. Who was player of the match here? Ramirez with 2 assists was player of the match in this one. Absolutely fantastic. We had an injury. I don't hope it's going to be a bad one. Yeah, we had an injury to Gregolin because he's just very important, but I took him off very early when I saw it. But yeah, that was just incredible. Wow, these 2 matches was so big. These 2 matches was absolutely big. This is basically making sure, at least in my mind, that we are definitely going to be in some kind of European competition next season. Still quite a few games to go, of course, but I think with that, with those 2 results here against Famalicão and VTSC, it would be crazy to not be in a European competition next season. But yeah, I think I'm going to come back for the last 2 or 3 games here. Unless something crazy is happening, I would probably just come back for the, for the end of the season, basically, right? Oh, yeah. Also, if we do manage to get into the cup really far here, we got the 16th round here, or what is basically the quarterfinal. But if we do manage to get into the final, I will definitely make sure that we are also, looking at that one in an episode. I don't know when that is played. I have no idea, but if we do manage to get that far, we will definitely go and try and beat whoever is in that final. And also make it a bit of an episode, right? So anyway, guys, let's go over here. So I mean, that was just some crazy results. I did not see us win both of them. I didn't even see us win any of them, but we did manage to win both of them, and now we're all of a sudden looking like I wouldn't say a top 3 contender, but we're definitely looking like a top 5 or top 4 maybe kind of team right now. Yeah, it's incredible to say that, but it looks like it. It does look like it right now. So yeah, guys, I hope you're really enjoying this, and I will, of course, see you around next time.